Hi, I think by now you might have already guessed that what we are going to talk about in this particular session. So we are going to talk about animation. So if you see we have an animated text and then you see that we have a circle which is continuously rotating, and if I go ahead and hover on this particular circle, it will get paused, and as soon as I go away it will start. So all of this and more you can achieve using animation. So first of all, let's go ahead and try and understand animation by trying to achieve this particular animation that we see on screen. So for that, first I will delete all the code that I wrote. Okay, so let's write the HTML first. So for writing the HTML we will need a div. Okay, so let's start writing the HTML first. So we have a h1, let's name it animation heading. Okay, and let's put animation here. Okay, and then we have a div, and div class equal to animation circle. Okay, and inside this circle you see a small red circle, so we will put that also. So that will be div, let's make it animation circle container, or better to say big circle, outer circle. Okay, so you have to keep on thinking of names, and whatever comes in your mind and suits the best, you have to keep that. Okay, and let's make it animation inner circle. Okay, so I'm now going to refresh, because as soon as I refresh this will go away. We'll have this particular code being rendered. So what I'll do is that I'll put the animations and then I'll talk about anything else. Okay, so let's add the styling. So after we have added the styling, we'll just go ahead and refresh this, and then we will add the animation. Okay, so for h1 we have animation heading. Okay, so for animation heading, what we need to do is that we need to put the color and the font. So the font style that we have, the font family that we have is Seogi UI. Okay, and next we have the color. So my font color is gray. Okay, what else I have? So apart from that, we have text align center. Okay, now apart from this we have to add the animation. Again, before we start the animation, let's put the styling for this as well. So we have animation outer circle and animation inner circle. So we have animation outer circle. I think I'll go with the width 300px, and based on whether it's the exact same width or not, or you can see the width height from here. We get into the body, we have div. So if I see, we have 300px, 300px, so we have height also as 300px, and we have the background color as aquamarine. And apart from that, we have margin auto. So we want this margin auto so that our circle comes in the center, and for margin top I'll keep it 20 VH. Okay, I think I have this all. Let me go ahead and refresh this. Okay, so one thing we missed is the border radius to make it circle. So let's put border radius 50%. Yeah, okay, so we have this. Now we have to add the small circle inside. So we have dot animation inner circle. So I'll quickly copy paste this because we'll need most of this. So we'll have this as 30, we'll have this as 30. We don't need margin top. Okay, we need border radius, and we'll keep the background color red. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Let's see. Yep, So now what we have to do is that we have to go ahead and add the animation. So for adding the animation, we will use the property animation, and based on animation we have like several different properties we will see. But the first thing we have to do is we have to give the animation name. Okay, so first see how this animation is applied to the text, and then we will again do a summary or to try and understand. So if I see the shorthand property will have name, duration, timing function, delay, iteration count, direction, fill mode. Okay, you need not use all of this. Depending upon what is your use case, you can use. So the name first of all is mandatory. So what will happen is that what is going to happen in that particular transition, we will define that using this name. And duration is that for how long one circle of animation will happen, okay, or how long it will take for one circle of animation to complete. Timing function is same as timing function we saw in transition. We'll have ease in, ease out, we'll have linear, we will have cubic, or we can customize cubic Bezier to achieve that. And then we have a delay, again same like transition delay, and we have iteration count, which means how many times I want the animation to continue. Okay, and then we have direction, we will see the direction, and then we have a fill mode. Again, we will see the fill mode in detail. So for now what I'll do is that I'll add the properties one by one. As I think I'll need the properties, I'll keep on adding them. The first thing I have to add is animation name. So what I'll do is that I'll give the animation name heading for now. Okay, now based on this animation name, I have to define that, okay, the name is heading, but what is going to happen in heading? So for that I'll go here, I'll put keyframes. So this is the keyword for animation. So this keyframes is a keyword, this is not something that I am using. Okay, and then we'll put the name heading. Okay, and then we will define the animation. So what happens in animation is that, what happens, you have a progress, like right now nothing is happening. What happens after some time, and this we generally give in percentage. Okay, so let's say like when we start, what will happen after 10% of the animation is complete, what will happen after 20%, 100%. So here I'll go for 100% directly, and then we will have a curly bracket, and inside the curly bracket we have to put in that what sort of change we want. So what will happen in animation is nothing specific is happening or nothing new is happening. It's just that what we saw in transformation, we are changing the position, rotating, scaling, skewing, these kind of things we can control a lot using animation. The change of state from one particular state to another state, we can keep on continuing doing it. We can do it on based on user interaction. So what we do in animation is that we don't use anything new. All the properties that we have seen till now, we use only those properties. It's just that what will happen is that, let's say I am saying is that I just want the animation to get bigger. It's just that animation will get bigger and then smaller and then bigger again and again. So the same thing keeps on repeating again and again, as a result of which we get a feeling of animation. So if you see normal animation also, what happens is that you have certain images which run in a particular flow and you get a feel of animation. Similarly here the same thing happens. The different kind of properties that we have seen that we can apply on a text or an image, on a div, on a container, we apply the same properties. It's just that we apply those properties, and some of the properties are applied at a certain time and keep on repeating for a certain time, and it gives a feel of animation. So here we will do nothing but transform, and in the transform we will do scale. Okay, and in scale, let's say I go ahead and put 2.5 comma 2.5. Now I have given animation name, I have given animation heading. The other thing I have to give is that animation duration. So I'll do animation hyphen duration. So let's say I keep it 1 second, and then we have animation iteration count, how many it's going to happen. So if I'll do it one time, it will happen only one time. If I do it 2, 3, if you want to happen it continuously, you can do infinite. We will see that as well. And the other thing that we have is animation timing, so which is animation timing function. So right now we'll keep it default. By default it is ease, the ease that we saw in transition. Let's refresh this and see what happens. So if you see what happened, the transition happened only once. So you see what happened, the animation happened only once. Why? Because we have kept animation count as 1. Let's say I make it infinite. So now if you see what is happening, that the animation is happening continuously. So what happens is that it starts from the normal phase, like normal text size of animation, then it goes within 1 second, it goes to 100%, and the transformation of this particular scaling happens, and as soon as the 1 second gets over, it goes back to its normal size. Okay, so now we have seen that how we are achieving this. Let's go ahead and try for this particular circle. So for circle, again what we will do is that we will first give the animation name. Okay, now in the animation name, let's say I give circle animation. I'll give animation duration. I'll give it 1 second. Then we'll have animation iteration count. I'll keep it infinite. Okay, and now let's go ahead and define the animation. We'll keep this name, and then we will have 100%. Okay, and here what was happening? The rotation was happening. It's just that rotation was happening again and again. So I'll do transform, and I'll do rotate. Okay, and I'll do 360 degree. Okay, let's refresh and see. So now if you see what is happening is that the animation is happening, but it's not kind of linear, because by default the animation timing function is ease, which means it starts slow, fast, and then again it goes back to slow. So what will happen is that if I have to make it like linear, then I'll simply go ahead and put animation timing function linear. So now what is happening is that the animation happening linearly. Let's say I will make it 2 seconds. So in that case, now the animation has slowed down. And just like we had animation transition delay, we can have animation delay as well. Let's say I make it 1 second. So now you see the animation started after 1 second. Now in this case, if you see earlier, what happened was that as soon as I went on or hovered on this particular circle, the animation paused. So for that, what I'll do is that I'll create dot animation outer circle, and I'll do hover, and I will use animation play state. So you have animation play state, and I'll make it paused. So it has 2 state running. So this is by default running now, and the other one is paused. So now as soon as I go ahead, so this is running. As soon as I hover, you see it gets paused. As soon as I go away, it remains as it is. It keeps on running. As soon as I go away, it pauses. Now we had another thing, which was animation direction. So in animation direction, we have several options. In animation direction, we have several options. Right now it's normal. Okay, this is going clockwise. Now I want it to go in the reverse direction. So I'll do reverse. In this, it will go anti-clockwise. So if you see what has happened, it is going in the anti-clockwise direction. The other one we have is alternate, in which it will be like first normal, then reverse, then again it will continue like that. So if you see what happened, it went in clockwise direction. Now it is coming back in anti-clockwise direction. The other one we have is alternate reverse. So in alternate reverse, what will happen? The same thing, alternate will happen. It's just that first reverse will happen, and then normal, and then vice versa. Okay, so this is how you can use the properties of animation to control animation. We have another thing, that is animation fill mode. So for understanding animation fill mode and getting a bit more feel of animation, so let's do one thing. We will go ahead and try another animation. So for that, what I'll do is that I'll comment everything over here. Okay, I'll keep the styling in case we need it, and I'll take this one outside. Okay, and I'll make this animation playing ball, or animation jumping ball. Okay, jumping circle. Okay, so we have not given any property to this jumping circle. Let's go ahead and give it. So you guys can also keep on adding the comments over here. So let's say I am adding animation jumping circle. Okay, rather you should keep on adding comments wheresoever it is necessary. What happens is that obviously what you can do is that you can see this and you can search this in the code, but if it's written over here, the comment, it becomes comparatively easy for the person who is seeing your code, or for that matter for you as well, to understand the code. So I'll do this. Okay, and what I'll do is that I have to make it a red ball only. I'll quickly go ahead and take the styling of animation jumping circle. Okay, so I don't want it to be in the center. I'll just remove this. Okay, so now what I want is that I want this ball or this circle to get a jumping effect. So for that, again, I'll add the animation. So first I'll give the animation name. So let's say I give it jumping circle. Now I'll do keyframes, then I'll do jumping circle. Okay, now I have to give that, okay, how we are going to achieve the jumping circle. So what is my plan? The plan is that I'll go from here to at least somewhere till here, then I go back here, then I come back here. Okay, these kind of things I want to attain, because this is what happens when a drop happens, right? There's a bounce and things like that. So I have to achieve that bounce effect. So for that, what I'll do is that at 0% we are here, at 30% I would like to go to, I'll do transform again, and I'll just do the translate. So because I have to change my position, right? So let's say I do the translate to 150, or let me make it 250 px and 250 px. These are x and y coordinates. Okay, now for 60%, okay, or let me do one thing, let me do it 25%, 50%. In this case, what I'll do is that, so I have come down, now I have to go up. So what I'll do is that I'll keep the x coordinate as let's say 350 px and this one as 0 px. Okay, now I will go to 70%. Let's say I want to come back. Okay, I have to come back down, right? So what I'll do is that I have to come back down, but my x and y has increased. So my x will obviously be greater than this and my y will be exactly this. Okay, so it's up to us what sort of effect we want, but we are considering that there's a floor, so obviously y will not go down. So I'll make it, let's say 450, and I'll make this 250 again. And lastly, what we will do is at 100% I'll make, let's say 550, and I'll keep this as 0 px, or we can keep this as 500 as well. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I have to put the other, let's say I make animation duration, I'll keep it 3 seconds so that we can see the effect. And then we have animation iteration count. Okay, let's say I make it 2 for now. Okay, what else we need? We'll keep animation timing function, we'll keep it linear. Okay, let's run this. If there's something missing, we'll add. So now if you see what is happening, you see this bounce effect that is happening. Okay, if you want to even increase the width it is covering, you can simply make it 550 px, and you can make this, okay, this is just too much, we can make this 500 px, and then we can make this 600 px. So now you see you get a perfect bouncing effect over here. Now we have kept it 2 times. If I keep it 1 times, so now if you see what happens, at 25% this gets executed, and then at 50% this gets executed. This is nothing but the progress of the animation. Now what happens, if you see, is that after the animation is over, the circle goes back to its original position. So this is something called animation filling mode or animation fill mode. By default, what will happen is that the animation, after it ends, the object will go back to the position from where it started. We have other options, so let's say I do backwards. So in case of backwards, what will happen is that again it will be the same effect. We will go back from where we started. Now let's say if I want to stay at the position where the animation ended. So if you see what happened, we are staying at the position where the animation ended, and then we have something called both. So both again will be behaving like forwards. In this case, so we will start from the first frame, whichever was our first frame, which is when we were at 0%, and then we will end at 100%, and wheresoever we end at 100%, we will stay there only. Okay, so these are some of the animations, so make sure you guys go ahead and try. There's a lot that can be achieved during animation. You can make games, and even the heading effect that we were having, and for that matter, even if there's something on your website in which you want to put attention, you can do that, or based on how the user is interacting, you can change that as well. Okay, in case let's say I go ahead and do it infinite, it will keep on bouncing. So make sure you go ahead and you try this, and you keep playing with this particular circle and create more interesting things. Okay, all the very best. Bye.